Double Tap is one of the weirdest perks ever created in Call of Duty Zombies, and it's had a strange development over the years. We were first introduced to the first version of Double Tap, or as it's known, Double Tap 1.0 in Call of Duty World at War. We first saw it in the map Verrucht, along with Juggernog, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive. Now, all Double Tap 1.0 did was increase your rate of fire by 33%. So basically, it made your weapons shoot faster. People generally didn't like Double Tap, and that's because they found out that not only did it not give you that much of a benefit, but it could actually hurt you in the long run because the increased fire rate ultimately resulted in increased ammo depletion. So if you had Double Tap, it made you waste a lot of bullets. So most people found it to be unnecessary and overall not a good perk, so it wasn't very popular. Fast forward to Black Ops 2 Zombies, we were introduced to the second version of Double Tap, or Double Tap 2.0. What Double Tap 2.0 does is, in addition to giving you an increased rate of fire, it also makes it so that every time you shoot, your weapon fires 2 bullets instead of 1, but only consumes 1 bullet of your ammo, which in turn results in doubling your damage output. And that is something that people could get behind. Because in Zombies, every time the game offers you anything that is going to increase your damage output in any way, you're gonna want to take it. Because more damage means you get to kill zombies faster and it increases your survivability. So Double Tap 2.0 quickly became a fan favorite. The reason why I find Double Tap to be a weird perk is because it shouldn't really exist. The first Double Tap is kinda useless, and even after we got Double Tap 2.0, it still felt weird to me because it still felt like it shouldn't exist as a perk. It could just be an extension of the Pack-a-Punch system. It doesn't have to be a perk. But at the same time, I really like Double Tap 2.0. And that's because the perk itself is fun to have. It makes you feel more powerful, but not in the same way Pack-a-Punch does. Treyarch has done a lot with zombies over the years, but perhaps one of their most underrated accomplishments is having Double Tap 2.0 coexist with the Pack-a-Punch system without anybody questioning whether it makes sense or not. And it's not just that nobody ever questioned its place in the game, but it became a very popular perk as well. The way I look at perks in Call of Duty Zombies is that there are 2 groups of perks. The first group is what I like to call the necessary perks. These are the perks that you kind of have to have. You get these perks not because you want to gain an advantage, but mostly because you don't want to be at a disadvantage. These are the perks that are organically integrated in the natural progression of the game. In this category, we have Juggernog, which gives you more health. So you have to have it because if you don't, you're gonna go down a lot faster. We have Quick Revive, which gives you a second chance after you go down, and you obviously want to have that because you don't want the game to end. Or if we're talking about Black Ops 4 and Black Ops Cold War Quick Revive, which makes you regenerate health a lot faster, you obviously want to have that too, since it gives you a significantly higher chance at surviving encounters with the undead. We have Speed Cola, which increases your reload speed, and you want to have that because reloading faster could be the difference between life and death. And we have stamin-up, which increases your running speed, and you want to have that too because running faster allows you to get away from the zombies and the bosses a lot faster, which again could be the difference between life and death. On the other side of the spectrum, we have what I like to call fun perks. These are perks that aren't necessary for you to have, but are definitely a lot of fun. Since fun is a little more subjective, I'm only gonna give you the 2 most obvious examples. In this category, we have perks like PhD Flopper and Vulturate. Those 2 are perfect examples of a fun perk. PhD Flopper is one of the most popular perks that has ever existed, and it's remarkable how rarely it's appeared in zombies over the years, and people still cry for it to this day. But it's not popular in the same way that Juggernog is popular. You don't get PhD Flopper because you absolutely have to have it, but you get PhD Flopper because it's hella fun to use. Same goes for Vulturate. You don't have to have Vulturate, but you want to have Vulturate because it's a fun perk. Now, right in the middle of these 2 categories sits none other than Double Tap 2.0. It's kind of necessary and it's kind of fun. It's a little bit of both, and that's why it was a very popular perk. Fast forward to Black Ops Cold War Zombies, which is where we are now. The question remains, do we need double tap in this game? Currently, we have 6 perks in the game, and the majority of them are necessary perks. We have Juggernog, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, Stamin-up, Deadshot, which some people would argue is necessary, but I disagree. I don't think it's a necessary perk, but it's not really a super fun perk. And we have Elemental Pop, which is supposed to be the fun perk in this game. But the problem is, Elemental Pop sucks balls. So as you can tell, there's a clear lack of fun perks in this game. And I'm 99% sure that we're gonna get PhD Flopper at some point. I can already picture how it's going to work and what the different tiers are going to look like. The perk itself is going to give you immunity to explosive damage, and for the tiers, you're going to get increased explosive damage and increased explosion radius or something along those lines. But I don't know if we're going to get double tap, and I kind of have a feeling that we might not. And there are multiple reasons why I don't think we're going to get it. For one thing, I think Treyarch might believe that the new weapon rarity system and the new triple pack-a-punch system kind of renders double tap pointless. You already get increased damage output with each weapon rarity, and your damage output doubles every time you pack-a-punch your weapon. And another thing is that some of what Deadshot Daiquiri does in this game overlaps with what double tap does, or what double tap could do if it were in this game. With PhD Flopper, it's really easy to picture what the perk is going to look like, but with double tap, it's a little difficult to imagine what it would be like if it did exist in this game. The perk itself could give you 20% increased fire rate and double your damage output like it usually does. For tier 1, maybe it increases your fire rate by 33%. For tier 2, maybe it makes it so that every torso shot has a 50% chance to deal headshot damage. And for tier 3, maybe every missed bullet has like a 25% chance to be returned to your stock. That's how I would envision it. Now, going back to the question, do we need double tap 2.0 in this game? I would say that we do. Because there aren't that many fun perks in the game, we could really use a double tap right now. And another reason why I think we need double tap is because the boss zombies in this game are super spongy and they can take a lot of bullets. And unless you have the ray gun or a shotgun, it's a pain in the ass to deal with them sometimes. And if the other boss zombies in the future maps are just as bullet spongy as the Megatons, then we definitely need double tap. And besides that, I think it's just good to have it because it allows you to continue to play the game longer, since it enables you to do more damage, which in turn allows you to survive for a little bit longer. The thing that I find fascinating about double tap is that a few games ago it was one of the most popular perks, and when Cold War Zombies released, people were asking for Mule Kick to be brought back, and not a single person was asking for double tap. And that's so weird to me because for as long as I can remember, Mule Kick was one of the most hated perks ever, and double tap was a beloved perk. And it's crazy that people feel the absence of Mule Kick more than the absence of double tap. If 5 or 6 years ago you told me that there's gonna be a point in time when people are gonna want Mule Kick over double tap, I would say no way. That's like saying Bitcoin is gonna be valuable at some point. Oh. I just find double tap to be a very interesting perk, which is the reason why I made this video in the first place. I just wanted to basically remind everyone that this perk existed at some point, and people loved it, and now it's not here, and nobody cares. And I wanted to pose a question of whether double tap has a place in Cold War Zombies, and if we need to have it back. That is gonna do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments section down below whether you think we need double tap to come back. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.